Lives, weeknights at 6 and 11 on SOAPnet.
Here he is, my friends. Councilman Ryan from Riverside.
Frank, how are you? You're looking great.
Thanks, Joe, thanks. Good to see you. Mrs. Thomas, I'm very glad you could make it. I understand Mr. Thomas isn't feeling very well.
Well, we hope you'll be back at work next week, Frank.
That's good. I hope so, too. Tell him hello for me, will you, please? Arthur, Mr. Meade, Ray, how you doing?
Real good, Frank. Minnie tells me that she wants you to run for Congress next year. This Preston's a bum.
As a matter of fact, Minnie Castro isn't the only person in the district to come up with that idea. I was downtown last night, and I ran into Jerry Kahn, the senator's PR man, and he says out of nowhere, "Hey, Charlie, who's that Ryan guy you got up in Riverside? I hear he might make you a good congressional candidate." How about that?
I don't like Jerry, but he's smart.
Well, the thing about it is, what Jerry knows, the senator knows. And what the senator knows has a way of becoming fact. I sort of felt like it was the beginning of next year's campaign. You got big things ahead of you, kid. Charlie, I'm more grateful than you'll ever know for the support and friendship of the people in this room. I'm sorry to do this to you, but I'm afraid that what's ahead of me right now is a lot of trouble. What do you mean, Frank? I may not have a political future in Riverside or anywhere else. I asked you to meet me here today to tell you that I'm being blackmailed.
This week,
will you marry me?
they're making plans for the future.
We're forever Greenlee and nothing's gonna change that.
But does Ryan still have feelings for Madison?
You guys know each other?
I'm very lucky that I met her.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SOAPnet. This week, 2 big surprises. Will her father's blessing
Life is short. Give him a shot. Go ahead.
bring Star back to James?
My dad was right. I love you.
And Blair's getting a new man in her life.
You are even more beautiful in person.
Ted King comes to One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SOAPnet.
Are you one of the millions of people living with incontinence and you're on Medicaid? Now you can have all your incontinence supplies delivered right to your door at no cost to you and with free shipping thanks to ActiveStyle.
ActiveStyle offers you a convenient solution to incontinence at no cost to you if you're Medicaid eligible. When you call ActiveStyle, a personal incontinence consultant, someone just like me, will help you find the appropriate product for your level of need, assured by our Get It Right guarantee. That's right, if you're on Medicaid, our service costs you nothing. Regain your independence. Make the call. We do all your paperwork and send the supplies you need at no cost to you, delivered discreetly right to your door. Plus, shipping is free too.
ActiveStyle helped me find the right fit, then they send my supplies free. I don't have to be embarrassed at the store and then lug home bulky packages.
ActiveStyle follows up to check on your supplies and sends more before you run out. And all our incontinence products arrive in discreet, unmarked boxes. If you or someone you know is incontinent, call the toll-free number on your screen. After a few understanding questions, we will find the right solution and ship in just days. If the fit is not right, we'll send different products until you are satisfied. That's our Get It Right guarantee. Call ActiveStyle today. Get a discreet consultation. Find the perfect fit. Let us do the paperwork. Enjoy door-to-door shipping, all at no cost to you.
Call the toll-free number now. If you're on Medicaid, we'll ship your incontinence supplies right to your door. No more embarrassment at the store. ActiveStyle is the most convenient way to get your incontinence supplies, and it costs you nothing. So pick up the phone and call right now.
Don't let incontinence limit your life. Get your first supply now. For your personal consultation, call now or log on for more information. Make the call.
back in again?
Oh, never mind. Just turn that off for the time being. I'll have a stack of Schubert for later.
Wow. That's very good.
Thank you. When I was 7, my grandfather got me a pair of white boots with tassels, and I used to march up and down the driveway with a broom. I'm sorry about the march. You weren't supposed to arrive until we reached the romantic stuff.
Well, terribly sorry, but the meeting with Marshall only lasted 10 minutes.
Oh, well, that wasn't a complaint.
Listen, I really love it all, but do you want to tell me what's going on?
Well, I'm not too sure. I think I'm on some kind of high.
Uh-huh.
Here.
Thank you.
Go on.
Did you do all this yourself?
No, Ray helped me.
Where is she?
I sent her home 10 minutes ago. Honestly, Seneca, that's all it was. She says this is a very unusual nursing assignment. We spent the afternoon cooking.
You're supposed to spend the afternoon in bed.
I know, but I made the mistake of reading some cookbooks, and I couldn't stand it, so I got on the phone, and I started ordering. And you and I are going to have the most lovely dinner with 2 wines. Now, ask me what I did with my morning.
Okay. What did you do with your morning?
I finished up the last of my notes and my lab reports, and I sent them all away to be typed.
Really? You told me you had 2 days more work on that.
Well, I was wrong, unusual as that may be.
Are you exhausted?
I feel better than I've felt in any given day in the last 2 years.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Do you know why?
I know exactly why. I'm not angry anymore.
At me?
At both of us. I have that warm feeling that comes from getting my own way.
Well, Nell, I think you've earned your own way.
Oh, could I have that in writing?
Now, come on. I have given some very, very serious thought as to why I was so reluctant to even consider leaving Mount Royal when I knew how much you wanted to come back to New York.
You didn't know it, darling. You wouldn't even let yourself consider it.
Well, that may be true.
And I understand why. You had everything out there that anyone could possibly want. Recognition, power, prestige, and a huge research grant. Your department was the sun, and all the other specialties revolved around you. My problem was that I didn't much like being your moon, with no hope of anything except reflecting your glory as long as we were there.
I know. The balance is much better here.
Yes, it is. I like it. I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy everything about Riverside with you. It's awful to miss someone and be in the same room with them. I've missed you for such a long time.
Hi. You got a minute?
Sure, come on in.
You know, since I talked to Nick, it doesn't seem like any of this ever really happened. And I was wondering if you'd heard anything.
As a matter of fact, I have.
That doesn't sound like good news.
Well, that depends on whose side you're on. I mean, it's good news for Nick Szabo, and it's good news for anyone who happens to dislike Frank.
And bad news for me.
Oh, Roger. You know, your concern for other people is really touching.
Oh, come on, Jill. I've got as much at stake in this as anyone. Maybe even more.
All right. Frank called me 30 minutes ago. Nick Szabo is blackmailing him, wants him to turn his head the other way while he pushes the tenants out of those buildings and then sells them to the hospital.
So that's the deal Nick was talking about.
Roger, Frank is about to tell the whole truth to Charlie Ferris and the district leaders right about now. So, for all practical purposes, my guess is that he is also saying goodbye to his political career at the same time.
And by the whole truth, you mean he's going to mention me?
Well, I don't see how he can avoid it.
So Frank isn't the only one that's saying goodbye to his career, then? If they find out about me, I go right down the drain with him.
Well, at least we have that consolation, don't we?
I was going to be chief resident next July. I was. When they find out about my involvement in taking the $6,500 from the emergency room, I'll be lucky if they let me finish out my contract.
Oh, come on, Roger. Frank and I and his whole family are about to be publicly humiliated. And God knows how many other people are about to be hurt. And all you can think about is yourself?
I'm going to be hurt too, Jill. And who cares?
You care. Now, isn't that enough?
You don't. Dad won't. He'll just take it as proof that he was justified all along about his reservations about me. And the rest of you spend all of your time wringing your hands about poor Frank Ryan. If I don't care about me, who will?
How do you do it, Roger?
Do what? Care about myself?
Justify yourself. Oh, come on. You get a suspicion about Frank and I. You snoop on us, spy on us, find out that we're in love with each other, and then you blackmail him? I mean, blackmail him to give you money he couldn't afford to give you? And then you allow Nick Szabo to find out you know something compromising about Frank. All because you're afraid of Nick Szabo.
I had reason to be
All
afraid.
because you're afraid of Nick Szabo. You tell him the whole truth.
Do you think I liked telling him?
But you did it, Roger, all of it. And now you stand there and you want me to give you sympathy and understanding?
I'm just trying to get along, Jill, that's all. I'm just trying to get along.
Well, Roger, you're doing an awful lot of damage along the way.
And so if I don't agree to look the other way and let Nick's real estate deal go through, he says he's going to expose the whole business.
That's an awful lot to have in the closet, Frank. You could have told us before now.
My district isn't gonna like this, Frank.
Look, maybe I should have said this right at the beginning. I'm not here asking for your support for what I've done, and I'm not here trying to save my seat on the city council, or any of that. I'm here because I'm not going to be blackmailed, and I'm not going to let the people in those buildings down, that's all.
Yeah, sure.
Which means that in the next couple of days, Nick's going to start spreading a lot of gossip about me and Jill Coleridge, and we're going to have to deal with that.
Right after the campaign, you know they'll scream cover-up.
Frank, I'd like to think we can bail you out.
Some of it still seems pretty murky, Frank. And you haven't given us the name of the person who forced you to lend him the $6,500 and later on told Nick.
Charlie, I don't think it's relevant.
Why don't you let us be the judge of that?
You gotta give us all of it, kid.
It was Roger Coleridge.
The lady's brother. What sort of friends do you have?
Frank, there's no way we can fault you for refusing to be blackmailed. That's only what we expected from you. I have to say, we sure didn't expect any of this stuff.
Oh, it's going to embarrass us, and it's going to embarrass the party.
Believe me, the last thing I want to do is cause any trouble for the people who supported me and worked for me and believed in me. I'd hoped that by exposing Nick, I could diffuse the whole situation, but if you really think this is just the beginning and it's going to embarrass everyone, then clearly I ought to save everyone a lot of difficulty and resign.
Now, hold on. No one's asking for your resignation.
That doesn't mean it isn't wanted. And since there's no outcry of protest, Charlie, it's obviously the right thing to do. Joe, Ray, Lorna, Arthur, Bill, I'm sorry I let you down. I have no one to blame for the present mess I'm in but myself. Please accept my resignation, effective immediately.
Whoa. Wait one bit, huh? let's forget that effective immediately business. At least give us a chance to talk it over, huh?
You don't need to do that, Charlie.
Yes, we do, Frank. For the good of the organization. For the good of the party.
Okay, Charlie. Thanks.
The debate is on.
It's hot topic.
No other place talks politics like this.
In politics, all's fair.
No topic is ever off the table.
So amazing.
The View, weekdays only on ABC.
Nutrisystem's rollback sales event. We're rolling back prices to 2003. Now you can lose weight on the new Nutrisystem at our lowest price ever, including 40 gourmet fresh frozen foods you're gonna love.
I'm Marie Osmond, and I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem.
You'll get 4 chef-inspired meals a day, like gourmet pizza, stuffed shells, even ice cream for dessert. CBS Money Watch just named Nutrisystem the least expensive meal delivery plan.
I'm Cora. I lost 42 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I lost over 100 pounds and lowered my blood sugar on Nutrisystem D.
Based on the proven science of the glycemic index, Nutrisystem works. And now it can work for you.
That's me, 22 pounds ago, and I'm never going back there again.
Rollback prices on all programs means big savings for everyone. The new you revolution just got better. The Nutrisystem rollback sales event is on now, but not for long.
Call 1-888-657-DIET for the best prices on our best programs ever.
Who's coming and who's going? SOAPnet has a status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, just before he hosts the Academy Awards, critically acclaimed actor James Franco returns to wreak havoc in Port Charles.
I'm a whack job, ask anyone.
Carrie Payton is now on staff at General Hospital as Dr. Terrell Jackson.
So it seems.
House hunter Suzanne Wang is Carol Chang, wedding planner.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And on One Life to Live, General Hospital's Ted King is moving to Landview.
Quick.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SOAPnet.
I want to go back to work just as soon as I can.
Yes.
I want to get the opaque dye material finished and published, and I want to present that paper in San Francisco.
We'll go back together.
And I want nice, quiet dinners for 2 when I come home, and lovely, long, quiet, organized evenings in front of the fire.
Yeah.
And I want to spend a weekend with Diana and Henry. And I'll let Henry criticize my bridge, and I won't get angry. And I'll let Diana be very sisterly and organize me.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't mean that you can't.
Right.
And I want to go ice skating with Bucky.
Am I invited?
Oh. Well, I don't know. I'll have to ask Bucky. And then I want to take my nice little green car out to Long Island early in the morning when no one's around and find a nice stretch of road and see how fast that car can go.
When the weather's better.
Well, as soon as the roads are clear. I don't want to look forward to all of these things. I want to do them now.
All right.
And I want to buy or have made a lavender down quilt with a yellow border. And I want to use it to cover us after we've made love.
You know, I think that the original is still extant somewhere in Canada.
But how do we explain our sentimental attachment to your mother's quilt?
Discreetly. Have you made a list?
In my head. None of this is on paper, you know.
Listen, can I ask you something without giving the appearance of trying to control you?
Heaven forbid. Go ahead.
Well, don't you think you're expecting an awful lot of yourself?
No. I thought we'd agreed not to waste time.
Right. But, see, I think there's a difference between using the time you have fully and setting goals for yourself. I mean, it sounded a little like you were working towards a brownie badge.
Seneca? You know what just flashed through my mind?
What?
When you said that about a brownie badge, I thought, but if I'm good, then everything will be all right. I mean, good in the sense of being a good girl. I mean, good in the sense of being nice to my sister and polite to my grandmother and well-mannered at the dinner table and walking the dog and getting all A's on my report card and not losing my temper and practicing a full hour and playing well in the recital. Nell is a good girl and everything's fine. Daddy loves her and nothing bad can happen. Nell is a good girl and Nell won't die.
I don't think you ought to make bargains.
No. Seneca. Love me.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Only on SOAPnet.
We're all patients of his. He didn't tell you?
I wanted to think that I was the only one. This is my past, my regret.
Do not dwell in the past.
Leo!
Do not dream of the future.
9 years from now, something awful is going to happen here.
Am I dead? Oh my God. What if I made a mistake?
A SOAPnet original primetime drama. Being Erica. New season premiere this Wednesday at 11, only on SOAPnet.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Were you or a loved one diagnosed with lung cancer? If so, we urge you to call the number on your screen now for a free legal consultation. Some lung cancers, along with the other cancers listed on your screen, may be linked to asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in mills, factories, or while working as a plumber, electrician, plasterer, maintenance worker, or janitor may have put you at risk. In addition, because asbestos was widely used on ships, those working in shipyards, including Navy veterans, may have also been exposed. Asbestos has been used in many commercial applications, including insulation, fireproof fabrics, automotive parts, building materials, and small kitchen appliances. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with lung cancer or another asbestos-related cancer, call now for a free legal consultation. You may be entitled to compensation. Call 1-800-849-6478. Again, that's 1-800-849-6478.
Seduction, secrets,
We faked my death.
and scandal.
That is the national pastime here in Genoa City.
Catch it all on The Young and the Restless tonight at 7 on SOAPnet. People are talking about General Hospital's Jason Morgan. Nicole Lachelle Alvarez posted on Facebook, "I love Jason." Candace Prophet says, "How I love you. Let me count the ways." Linda Lair Cox says, "Hot, hot, hot. Who doesn't love bad boys?" And Melissa Russell Gray adds, "My absolute favorite character ever. What a sexy man." People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SOAPnet.
This Sunday, relive the moments that changed Erica's life forever.
Everything that you've taught me, it's made me braver.
SOAPnet's Being Erica Catch-Up Marathon.
It's good to be back.
Don't miss the surprises,
Everything is so intense when you're 17.
the heartache,
No amount of talking is gonna fix it.
the drama.
This therapy has been the craziest experience that I have ever had.
It all leads up to the shocking new season premiere.
Where have you been?
It's time, Erica. The Being Erica Catch-Up Marathon. This Sunday from 3 to 7, only on SOAPnet.
It's a life-changing week for two couples.
Would you be squeamish about abducting a bride?
And
I may be able to get pregnant.
will Sam and Jason take the next step?
Do you think you want to have a baby?
Watch General Hospital weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SOAPnet.
You know the really awful thing is that you brought all of us down with you because of your money problems and you still haven't learned. I mean, Roger, I found a racing form on the top of your desk yesterday.
Well, there was an emergency.
I threw it in the wastepaper basket in tiny little pieces.
So that's what happened to it, huh?
Poor Roger. Are you upset about that?
Oh, I was. There was a field of jumpers, and one horse was way out of his class. He was a winner. There was no question.
Oh, Roger.
Or so it seemed. But you saved me that one, Jill. He fell.
How much money have you lost gambling in the last couple of years?
More than I'd like to think about.
How much?
Maybe $20,000.
$20,000? Roger, why? I mean, just tell me why.
Because I have to. Do you remember shortly after Mother died, we had a housekeeper named Mrs. Smart?
I remember the name.
Well, she didn't last very long, just long enough to get me started playing the numbers. Every morning there'd be a knock on the door. She'd write out 3 numbers on a piece of paper and give it to the kid that came by every morning. And then she'd tell me how she happened to pick those numbers that particular day. Sometimes it would be a dream, a price she saw on a tag in the store, and one time she even bet on my birthday. She got more pleasure out of that 25-cent bet every morning than she could have bought for $5 a day. So I convinced her it was time for me to start playing too. And every morning there were 2 slips of paper going through that door. We never won, either of us. But it was exciting, Joe. It made me happy.
Roger, you were losing then, and you are losing now.
But I'll win tomorrow.
No!
It's not the betting. It's not the winning or the losing. It's the playing. It's pitting myself against the odds. Do you know some of my happiest moments are when I'm alone with a sharp pencil and a yellow pad of paper and a fresh racing form?
Look, where did you get $20,000 to lose anyway? I mean, besides borrowing it from Frank and myself.
I sold some things. And then there was the last of Mother's money.
That's gone? Roger, that money was in trust.
It's a pretty expensive hobby, isn't it?
Yeah. And unfortunately, you're not the only one that's losing.
I'm afraid we're going to have to accept Frank's resignation.
Lorna, can we talk about this first? I know this is a jolt, and we're all pretty upset. But before we do anything, it seems to me we'd better weigh all the pros and cons.
I'm not sure there are any pros where I'm concerned, Charlie.
Why don't you leave that to us, Frank? This may not be the end of the road. In the first place, people don't know about it yet, and even if they do, who's to say they'll still remember a year from now? People forget.
Not this year, Charlie. Even a hint of political corruption and it...
Frank's young. He's just at the beginning. He's made a mistake and he's owned up to it. He's not corrupt. He didn't go along with Nick, and that's got to count for something. And if we can get him through this, he's valuable to us. Who else? Who else do we have that can get in the back of a pickup truck and win votes every time he opens his mouth? Frank's got himself into a mess, sure, but let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I don't know what you're suggesting, Charlie, but it's what I think...
I'm suggesting that we have a dinner break. And feed the inner man and inner woman, huh? And give this a little thought. I'm not trying to take sides or stampede anybody. I just think this deserves some time.
Okay, I guess that's fair enough.
Great, great. Okay, we'll meet back here at 8 o'clock. That's 2 hours, okay?
Sure, Charlie.
All right, get your coats and see you. I'll get online before it gets too crowded, all right? Okay. I'm going to do all I can for you, Frank.
Thanks, Charlie.
Only, don't expect too much. It doesn't look very good. Let's go.
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on SOAPnet.